Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be scrapbooking these two photos. Now this is Alex and I on our flight when we did our Disneyland trip. These two photos were literally taken about 30 seconds apart. We have awake Alex and then all of a sudden he is asleep. So I figured I would scrapbook these two photos. They definitely have a blue tint to them. So instead of kind of like playing that down or anything, we're just going to scrapbook rainbows. Coincidentally, today is also my challenge in the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group to scrapbook rainbows. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I have pulled out a red, an orange, a yellow, a green, a blue, and a purple ink pad. Now, these are all close to my heart ink pads, and I am just going to use my pink and main blending brushes. Now, I still haven't purchased myself a blending brush for orange, so I'm going to have to combine my yellow blending brush for yellow and orange, which just means I need to get on it and buy myself a blending brush. However, kind of in the middle of a no spending in January challenge, so it's either going to have to be my cheat day and I'm going to go real big, or I'm going to have to wait until the end and purchase it in February. Now, this is the Let's Get Dotty stencil. This is a scrapping reflection stencil, and I love it. It can be used as bubbles. It can be used for rainbows like I'm doing here. This is where I'm getting some of that orange off of my blending brush so I can pull out the yellow. Now, I will say you can use all kinds of inks to blend. You can use Distress, you can use Distress Oxide, you can use all kinds of inks. Now, I do enjoy the Close to My Heart inks. I think that they blend really nicely with the blending brushes. And I will say if you do have inks, I would keep your brushes or however you apply your Distress inks and oxides separate from the other inks. So I only use my blending brushes with the Close to My Heart inks, and I use the foam daubers for any Distress ink. I just like to keep them separate. I don't want to mix the properties of the ink. I don't want to mix them on each other, and I'm really not that great at cleaning off my blending brushes, so I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want anything mixing together. So I am just going to keep on applying ink all the way across this page. Now, I didn't like measure it out any. I just kind of, planned it out in my head a little bit so that I would be able to go from red to purple. Now, I know that the rainbow has red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. However, I'm only putting one shade of purple down here on the layout. Now, I am going to do a tiny bit of blending throughout this, and how I'm doing that is I'm doing a dark line of the color in the center, and then as I go to the outside, I'm not completely filling in the circles with the ink color. And what that's going to do is just it's going to create a natural blend right there within the circles that will have the two inks in them. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep on applying until I get a good amount of ink on there. It's, it's feeling good to me. It's looking good. I've got a bunch of different colors going on, and I peek at it. One of my favorite things are stencil reveals. So I'm just going to peek at it real quick. I take my kind of just like my mess cloth, I don't know what to call it, and wipe off some of the ink off of the stencil, and then I'm taking some Brutus Monroe Glitter Glaze and Fallen Snow, and I'm just going to, just kind of a little bit kind of skim over the dots with a Glitter Glaze palette knife. Now, I tell you guys that I have a Glitter Glaze palette knife that I only use for glitter glaze, and that is true. But my dirty little secret is I actually have two Glitter Glaze palette knives. They are only used for glitter glaze, but I actually have two. And that's okay. I love them. So now these are the two photos. Very, very bluish, purplish colors going on here. I'm going to matte them on black. And then I'm going to build up a little base so that my photos aren't just floating around on the dots. Now, I did cover up the woman that was kind of like staring at our selfie in there, so she didn't need to be in that photo. It has nothing to do with her. I had this scrap sheet of paper on my desk, and I was going to use that, and it had blue and yellow, and I was like, oh, I'll just grab some green washi and put the green in between, since we're going in rainbow order. However, this rainbow washi tape grabbed me instead, and I was like, oh, this needs to happen. So I went ahead and placed that down, just trying to figure out where I want my photos to go, because I want you to be able to see a good amount of that washi tape. Ultimately, this is where I land. Now, I also figure I need to put something over here, because now I have this kind of gap, this space over here that needs to happen. So I'm going to grab a couple of labels and just build a little thing. Like there's just a little thing right here, there, just a little thing. And I do go with the I just lost my train of thought. Whatever. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I really have no idea what I was just saying. So I throw down this little map print flare that says, let's go. And now I pull out my thickers. Now I do store my thickers in rainbow order, and I'm actually going to use thickers and other stickers as well. So I decide that my title is going to go in rainbow order as well, and my title is going to be 30 Seconds to Sleep. And I have the red ones that I put out with the 3 and the 0, and I don't really have orange thickers. Like I don't have it. I have like this peachy color, and I have more of the yellowy color, but I don't have orange thickers. So I grab these Simple Stories stickers here. I'm just going to spell it out. Now the O goes right over top of the glitter glaze, right? And you would think that the glitter glaze would hold it down, but it doesn't. It doesn't hold it down. I'm going to have to add some liquid glue. Now I run out of my Nuvo Deluxe, which is a travesty in and of itself. And then I can't get my other glues to work, and it just drives me insane that I can't do this. So I am trying with the Nuvo, and then I was like, oh, duh, Sandy, you don't have any more Nuvo. It's all gone. So I try my Easy Squeeze glue, and it doesn't want to come out. So I try this Nuvo Precision glue pen, and it's all dried up and gunked up on the pen nib, and I can't get it to ungunk. Probably going to have to go run some hot water through it. So I end up grabbing a stick pen, and I just go ahead and poke my Easy Squeeze glue, and I'm going to put some liquid glue down on that O and get it down on the page. So I have said this before, and I will say it again. You really need liquid glue if you're going to adhere stuff over top of glitter glaze. Glitter glaze has nooks and crannies, and it just needs that extra little bit of oomph to hold it. So then I take an F and I trim it down to make it into a T, because I don't have any more T's in that style. And then I grab these green thickers and spell out the word sleep. I do a little bit of journaling. I said this kid can fall asleep just about anywhere, even on a plane, 30 seconds after a photo, and he really can. So this will go in the section of the album where Alex and I went on our trip. I'm not exactly sure if I have enough photos to make a full album yet. We'll figure that out. So there it is, you guys. Scrapbooking rainbows, one of my favorite things to do. I need to do it some more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.